The most important things are the hardest to say because words diminish them. Stephen King. The price of language. When bright-eyed, brooding women stopped me on the street to tell me what a beautiful baby I had and how happy and proud I must be, I was an exhausted, sleep-deprived mother. I want my body back. I muffled my weeping in the night, ashamed. My skin, stretched over 9 months, darkened and flaked. I heard it crack and peel off my deflated belly. Stretch marks, like lightning, zigzagged down to my thighs, breasts heavy with milk, wrung in the bathroom sink. When I was her best friend, and she wanted to do everything with me, all I craved was adult conversation. I was combing her dark, shiny hair when she was 11, and saw the gray slowly threading mine and thought, she begins to bloom, I begin to fade. Now, at 14, she only wants to be with her friends. She rolls her eyes at me when I tell her how I loved dressing her in floral summer dresses when she was small, and that I wish she'd wear a bit of color. But she only wears black and throws around expressions like, it sounds like a you problem. I drag her to yoga with me on Sunday mornings. She only agrees to go if I take her out to breakfast later. She sits across the table, wolfing down a stack of pancakes, uncommunicative. I don't want us to keep missing each other. I want to say, but my words feel like a broken up cobbled path that disappears into darkness. How is Sydney? I ask about her friends looking for common ground. Fine, she responds, then shuts like a clam. I look up some pop culture news to get a conversation going, but she squints her eyes and frowns at me as if I've just uttered the most ridiculous thing she's ever heard. When did we start speaking different languages? We used to play a game when we were at a restaurant waiting for our food. I'd ask her a question and she'd find the answer on Google. Why is the sky blue? Why do cats have whiskers? What are hiccups? And she'd search happily on my phone, excited to teach me something I didn't know. Now I say, what is fog? And she begrudgingly peels her eyes off from her phone to find me the answer. How did the rift between us turn into a valley with no bridge? Happiness was as simple as throwing a sheet over 2 dining chairs to make a tent where all kinds of adventures came alive in our imagination. When holding her hand in public didn't make her flinch, I blinked and everything changed. Why didn't I know that those were the best days of our lives? What would I have done differently? When I kiss her in the morning and say, "Good morning, darling, you sleep okay?" with a smile. When I hug her before bed at night, when I look her in the eyes and tell her I love her, when I say, "I am proud of you," she doesn't know how foreign it all is for me. All the new skills I learned when they placed her into my arms, and I promised myself she'd be loved, not the love I was taught. We put a roof over your head. We take you to school. Why can't you just be grateful, you stupid little brat? The cruel, violent threats they hurled at each other and me, the demeaning language, the condescending stares, and the "we're hard on you because we know what's best for you." But the untethering, liberating kind of love. The kind that doesn't hold you hostage in the clutches of forced gratitude and shame and guilt. The kind that doesn't teach your body to shrink. The kind that doesn't send you knocking on therapist doors, asking, begging for help. Isolated during the pandemic, I have no yoga class to drag her to. I have no Bob Evans to bribe her with. but the woods are a mile away. I tempt her with a Starbucks drink. She shuffles her feet, stalling, hating every minute of it. She stops and stares gloomily at every mushroom, at the deer, at the scurrying squirrels, and I'm happy her eyes are not glued to her phone. I want to say something profound, but hammers are bashing at my burning heart. How can we teach closeness when all we've been taught is distance? I want to tell her something she can keep, something she can hang on to when she's drowning. I want to say that the past can be a trap in which the wounded animal tries so hard to break free, its severed leg stays behind. I want to tell her that feelings, when not spoken, rattle and clamor inside us, like the last stale cookie nobody wants in a tin box. I want to tell her that she should forget the leg she lost to the trap, and not to carry that noisy, empty box inside her everywhere. That she should just put it down. Instead, I say, "This is fun. We should do this more often." The calm blue sky is admiring its own reflection in last night's rain puddle. "But we're supposed to stay indoors," she mumbles sulkily, stabbing the puddle with a stick and making the sky tremble. "Yes," I say, "yes. But what if these are the best days of our lives?"